No fridge, no problem. Preserving food without electricity. Ever wondered how to keep food fresh without a fridge? Let's talk about preserving food the old-fashioned way. Today, I'm diving into traditional methods of food preservation that don't need electricity. First up, canning. It's not just for your grandma. By canning fruits and veggies, you can enjoy them year-round. Just need jars, a big pot, and some patience. Drying is another awesome method. Sun-dried tomatoes or beef jerky. You can dry foods in the sun, air, or use a dehydrator. And let's not forget about smoking. Smoked fish and meats.
Imagine living without a fridge. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Most of us depend on refrigeration for everything from preserving leftovers to keeping our favorite desserts cold. But for the Amish, this isn't a challenge, it's just normal life. They've mastered the art of meat preservation without using a single watt of electricity, relying instead on time-tested, ancestral methods that not only preserve meat, but often enhance its flavor. In a world obsessed with gadgets and modern appliances, the Amish stand apart. No flashy tech, no buzzing fridges, just pure, old-school methods that have stood the test of time. Their approach to meat preservation isn't just functional, it's an art form. And once you taste Amish-style cured meats, you'll understand why many say these traditional methods can even outperform your high-tech freezer. One of the key techniques in the Amish arsenal is salt curing. Salt has been used for centuries to preserve food, and the Amish have taken this humble mineral and turned it into a preservation powerhouse. When applied generously to meat, salt draws out moisture, the number one enemy in food spoilage, making it harder for bacteria to thrive. But salt curing isn't as simple as sprinkling a bit here and there. The Amish treat it almost like a sacred ritual. They choose their cuts of meat carefully and then thoroughly rub them down with salt, making sure every inch is covered. It's like a spa day for meat, just without the scented candles. The result, a preserved, flavorful cut that resists spoilage for months. As powerful as salt is, it's often paired with another timeless method, smoking. Smoking meat is about more than just adding flavor, it's a strategic preservation tool. The smoke helps dry out the meat and creates an environment that's hostile to bacteria. In Amish kitchens, smoked hams, sausages, and bacon often hang from rafters, not just as food, but as symbols of skill and tradition. The Amish don't just toss meat into a smoker and hope for the best. They use specific woods like hickory or apple for distinct flavors and closely monitor the temperature and time. This careful process locks in flavor and extends the meat's shelf life dramatically, sometimes up to a year without refrigeration. Salt and smoke are strong on their own, but the Amish have another sweet trick up their sleeves: sugar curing. By combining salt and sugar, they create a dual-action preservation blend. While salt fights bacteria, sugar adds a touch of sweetness and further draws out moisture. The result, meats like bacon and ham that are both long-lasting and incredibly flavorful. But sugar curing can leave meat a bit sticky, which is why the Amish often follow it up with a drying process. Hanging the meat in a well-ventilated space helps firm up the texture and further reduces spoilage risk. This finishing touch ensures the meat is not only safe but also satisfying to chew. Another preservation weapon in the Amish toolkit is vinegar brining. Vinegar's acidity naturally inhibits bacterial growth, making it perfect for preserving meats like sausages and fish. The Amish often mix vinegar with spices, herbs, and sometimes sugar, creating a tangy, flavorful brine that's as effective as it is delicious. Brining with vinegar does more than preserve, it transforms. The meat takes on a rich, complex flavor from the vinegar and spices. And while too much acidity can overpower the dish, the Amish know how to balance it just right, using apple cider or white vinegar to match the meat's profile. Then there's rendering lard, an old-fashioned yet incredibly effective method. The Amish slowly melt down animal fat to produce a golden, shelf-stable lard. By pouring this over cooked meat, they seal it in an airtight layer that protects it from air, moisture, and spoilage. Properly stored, this method can keep meat fresh for over 6 months. Rendering lard isn't just about preservation, it's also about sustainability. The Amish use every part of the animal, and the leftover bits from lard rendering, called cracklings, become tasty snacks. It's a resourceful approach that minimizes waste while maximizing food safety and flavor. Many Amish households rely on root cellars to store their preserved meats. These underground rooms maintain cool, consistent temperatures and humidity levels ideal for long-term storage. Meat can hang freely here, staying fresh without electricity thanks to nature's built-in refrigeration. When winter arrives, the Amish turn to yet another natural method: outdoor freezing. After butchering, they hang large cuts of meat outside in the frigid air, where freezing temperatures preserve it for weeks, even months. It's a seasonal, practical solution that turns their backyards into walk-in freezers. Finally, there's the time-honored technique of drying meat. By removing moisture through air drying or sun drying, the Amish create long-lasting jerky and preserved cuts that can be eaten as is or rehydrated for cooking. It's the perfect example of how traditional